How's it going, everyone? So welcome back to my channel. I'm Sam Cody. Over here we do vlog style content and shoe reviews. So if you're new here and you're into that stuff, please subscribe, really means a lot. So last week we hit 600 subscribers. That's a huge number. Thank you so much to everyone who has subscribed and everyone who has subscribed since then. We've gotten a lot of growth the past few months and I really appreciate all of you stopping in and hitting subscribe. So thank you so much. As a way to celebrate, I put a question sticker up on my Instagram story for anyone over there to ask any questions they want. So here is the 600 subscriber special Q&A. I think the last time we did a Q&A was 300 subscribers. Let me know down in the comments if you were here at 300 subscribers. I'd love to hear how many of you have stuck around. It's really cool to me. I love the community we're building here. Thank you, I appreciate you. Okay, let's see. Got our Instagram up here. Let's find that story. That was a couple days ago. Oh no, my phone's gonna die. Okay, archive question and answer. Okay. So I only have time for a few questions, I think, and we're low on battery anyways. Okay, what's your favorite type of photography and what's your favorite thing to photograph? Personally, I really enjoy portrait photography. So whether that's street photography or more professional looking headshot photography, that kind of thing, I really enjoy portraits. People are definitely my favorite subject. Besides that, I really enjoy shooting, cool light and stuff that I see in my everyday life all around me. If you look at my Instagram, there's all sorts of sort of cool lighting scenarios that I like to photograph. And when I can combine that with people, that's where I get some of my favorite work, is when I mix cool people and cool lighting and we get something really awesome. If you don't follow me on Instagram, go check it out at Sam the Minuteman. I post lots of cool photography there. Okay, do you have a motto that you keep in your mind? I have a couple mottos. The one that I think about most often is usually, in order to be, try never to seem. I'm not sure who said this and I forget where I heard it, but ever since I heard it, it just really stuck with me and has always, played a role in my life and how I present myself and the way I interact with people. I always strive to be genuine in everything I do, especially on the internet. I don't want to, be fronting any sort of false image. I try not to seem like anything. I just try to be something and embody that. And make it true to myself. So that's why it sort of stayed in my mind for this long. The other motto is, if I can help, I have to help. It's like, you ever just been going about your daily life and you see someone trip and drop something. So you have an option there. You can either keep walking because it's not your responsibility to help necessarily. No one's really expecting you to, but you were able to. So when something happens like that and I don't help, I feel really bad about it afterwards, and I feel like if I can help, I have to help. It's a standard I hold for myself, and I think if everyone held themselves that standard, the world would be a little bit of a better place. Of course, nobody's perfect, but it's a really good thing to strive for. If I can help, I have to help. Okay, when will you come back to China again? I really want to study abroad in China, so within the next few years, hopefully I'll be going back. I'd love to go somewhere mainland so I can practice my Mandarin. That would be really cool, but Taiwan would also be really cool. That was another question here. Someone asked if I'd ever go to Taiwan. I would really like to. That's definitely on the list. But yeah, I really want to study abroad in China. Assuming everything with coronavirus cools down, and assuming there's no major political tensions that would keep me from going, then I would love to go back within the next couple of years. Really hoping that happens, and I'll keep you posted. What's your favorite family tradition? We don't do it anymore, but I really liked the cardboard box derby. It's a sled race that we used to do in the winter with the whole community, and everyone would build sleds out of cardboard and duct tape and race them down a hill. And so it was this major tournament where everyone would compete, and there was a bracket and rounds, and you had to be the fastest in your heat to advance. And we did that for so many years, and that was my favorite tradition. We always decorated the box with a cool theme. We always tried to make it as fast as possible. All the families got so good at making really fast boxes that the ski patrol people who were in charge of stopping the boxes were getting injured. So they had to change the rules so that the boxes couldn't be that damn fast. So really cool tradition. It was so fun while we used to do it. Unfortunately, we're too old now, but that was definitely my favorite. We actually ended up winning one year. My box, fast food, it looked like a hamburger. It was really cool. Who's your favorite photographer? It's a hard question because I like a lot of different photographers for a lot of different reasons. I don't know. If we're talking like old photographers, I really like Van Ho. Van Ho was a photographer in Hong Kong in the 40s and 50s, and his work is incredible. I really take a lot of inspiration from there. I'll put some of it up on the screen so you can see it. And if you look at my Instagram, I think it's pretty apparent the influence of a lot of my sort of street style photography. It definitely ties back to that because I just do find it so compelling, and I really like the mood he creates there and the way he captures Hong Kong. So yeah, Van Ho is my favorite like older photographer. In terms of newer photographers, I'll get back to you on that. How have you been taking care of your mental health in this pandemic era? So, a tough question for all of us, I think. The one thing has been good for my mental health is exercise. So for most of quarantine so far, I've been going for runs. I was running actually a lot up until like last week. Running was really good for me. It gave me something to do, gave me a schedule, gave me a reason to wake up early, which was really good for my mental health because I'm a morning person and I like to be sort of up and active for those hours. Then last week when I started my job, I got exercise from my job itself, so that was good, and that was good for my mental health. Apart from that, just making sure I'm always doing something is really good. Now, it is good to have downtime, and it is good to reflect. I make sure I always do that too. Things like journaling and doing art and making videos like this where I can just talk to the camera and sort of let out my thoughts and talk is really good. So just making sure I always have something to do if I want it is really important, and just sort of processing emotions as they come and not trying to stuff them down or anything. It's definitely a complex thing for all of us, and I'd love to hear what you guys are doing for your mental health down in the comments. Please let me know because I'm always looking for new suggestions. But yeah, for me, exercise was big. Making art is big. I haven't watched the news in like 3 or 4 weeks. Like, the news at this point is not helpful to me at all. I still get the information I need. The CDC has done a good job at promoting their stuff, so I see the updates from the CDC on like YouTube ads, Instagram ads, stuff like that. So I get all the important information, but I just don't need the news at all. The news is no. Okay, next question. What's something you wish people knew about you? Whew, that is a really good question. I wish people knew why I try really hard at a lot of different things. There are so many reasons why a person can put a ton of effort into their different hobbies and different interests and stuff, but my reason, I've always wanted to prove stuff to myself. I want to prove that I can do things. I want to prove that I'm capable of things that I want to be capable of. And that's why I do what I do. That's why I make these videos. That's why I upload regularly. That's why I do photography. It's why I do writing, why I do drawing, why I try so hard in school. I really just want to prove stuff to myself and prove that I can do what I want to do. And that is such a big motivating factor, is just being able to trust myself that if push comes to shove, I can do what I need to do no matter what it is. So maybe it's an irrational thing. I probably don't need to prove this all to myself, but I want to do a video about this separately, so I'll talk about this more at a later date. Yeah, I don't do any of this for the publicity. I don't do any of this for the clout. Nothing like that. I do this to prove stuff to myself. Thank you for the question. Great question. Favorite genre of music? This is tough. I like so many genres of music. Don't even get me started. Okay, I'm gonna start. I really like classical music. I really like bluegrass, folk, soul, indie rock, indie pop, punk rock, folk punk. Folk punk is dope. Classic rock, 80s, electronic. I really want to get into rap. Rap is something I really want to like so badly, and there are some rap songs and artists that I already like, but I really want to get into that because it's just such an interesting world. And I love poetry anyway, and rap, if you didn't know, stands for rhythm and poetry. I'm really interested in rap. I want to get to know that more, but I like so much music. Yeah, there's just absolutely no way I could pick a favorite. Okay, this is an interesting one. If you could go to Mars as a colonist and you could never return, would you? And you can bring your family. Important to note, you can bring your family. Depends. If I was like the one person who could go and like I was like the one deciding factor as to whether or not humanity colonizes Mars and I have to go, then yes. If I was trained and ready to do it, then I would do it. But if it could be anyone, does that make sense? I don't know. If it could be anyone, I'd let someone else do it. But if it had to be me, then I would definitely do it. Yeah. I think I'm happy with that answer. We'll go with that. Any more questions? I think that's all of them. I wasn't planning on answering all of them, but that worked out well. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed getting to know me a little more. This has been the 600 subscriber special Q&A. So once again, in case you're new here, I'm Sam. I make vlog style videos and shoe reviews, so if you're into that, hit the subscribe button and stick around. Also, check me out on my other social media, at Sam the Minuteman on Instagram for all the photography stuff I mentioned, and Sam D. Cody on Twitter for all my random thoughts and updates on videos. So, thank you again for watching, and until next time, peace. How did the phone not die? We have 2%. We did that all on 1%. That is impressive.